Hello everybody. Uh, Coming back to our 6 petal flower here, I just wanted to lay out a little bit and get a feel of how my pieces are going to work. I haven't gotten to do a whole lot on this yet, but I do have 3 petals finished. One I'm fixing to sew here and a leaf I'm fixing to work on. Now this piece is not going in the center, but just to give you some idea of how large that center piece will need to be in order to cover all the edges of this flower. And so that is, just scaling it out more or less. It can also be, the centerpiece can be made up of multiple circles, 3 or 4 that were shaped together to make a center. That would be fine too. And then deciding on how many leaves you want to put in and any little grassy pieces and things like that, okay? As we work on it and get it going here, we'll probably tighten it up a little bit as we go, making some smaller leaves and being able to pull these in tighter, I think would be good. But just getting an idea of composition right now. And right now I'm very happy with what I've got. So I'm going to stitch on these 2 pieces and finish those. And then I will have 2 more petals to go and a couple more leaves. And so we'll see how that works out. Let's put this away and work on this little petal right here. Now, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to drop them in the comment section. If there's anything you'd like to ask. Whoops, I need to put a knot on that. I hope I'm giving you and showing you enough that it becomes pretty simple to see how you can work yours. Like I said, the most important thing to me right now is to work these petals and leaves independently, each one separately, so that I get each one that looks different. They're not carbon copies of each other. And they're little art pieces individually. And that's what makes the flower so interesting when it's finished. I hope y'all are joining in on the giveaways going on right now. It'll be going on every day for a month. And I'm giving away pieces that I've made throughout the year as a thank you to my community for being here with me. And so if there's anything that you like and want to win, just follow the directions on the video, and we'll get you registered in that giveaway. Okay. We've sent a couple out to the winners in the USA, and we chose a winner. Today's winner was in Brazil. Our very first winner was in Australia. So this is an international giveaway. Wherever you live, if you want to participate, please feel free to do so. Now, these are not just big items. They're small items that I've made throughout the year. And so they're something that I can put in a 5x7 envelope and mail that. Some of the pieces I do fold, and then I package them to keep them safe and unharmed and ship them that way. So I think that everything should arrive in good condition. As you notice, I'm tucking in my loose edges as I go. Once I get this on the background, if I feel like I need to go and add some stuff that kind of hangs over the side or whatever, I can always do that. I can layer and layer and layer. I don't have to quit just because I've got it sewed on here until I get finished. Okay, so but right now I want to catch most of that and secure it and work with it that way. Also remember that I will be working around the edge of the petal when I actually sew it to the background. So right now what I'm working on is just getting the inside elements secured. I also want to encourage you to, in the northern hemisphere, we are definitely coming into winter time and long, cold, dark nights. And that's when a lot of us stitch. But I have started a series of cozy stitching and easy listening. And this is where I am recording my own books. And they are feel-good stories. They are stories that just make you smile, add a little warmth to your heart. And they're about love, they're about family, commitment, trials, redemption, all the things that life is about. And so I encourage you to follow along with those. They're really designed, I'm making them longer so that when you can sit down in the evening, the first two were about 30 minutes apiece, but I'm going to start making them around an hour so that when you sit down, you really have a long stretch there where you can really get something stitched while you're listening, and you don't have to jump up and down and this and that. You know, you can have a long stretch there. And I put them in their own playlist, so they're going to be easy to find. It's you know, cozy stitching and easy listening. I have several books, so I'm going to commit. I have plenty of material and get us through the winter. I enjoy just listening to myself read my own books. But I love the stories. If you don't love a story you've written, you should never publish it. Because if you don't love it, if it doesn't move you, if you don't cry and smile and laugh and gasp, then nobody else will either. So you don't want to bore people to death. You want them to feel something, come away with something. And so I enjoy listening to my own stories over and over again, actually. So I'm glad that I'm recording them here, because this is an easy place for me to just turn it on when I'm stitching, and I can listen to my own stories as many times as I want. That works. Okay, I'm going to have to get some more thread here. What color do I want to use? Let's see. I think I have some of this kind of salmon colored here. Up here. Let me see if I can get some of that. Would go okay on this leaf. I mean this petal. Once you've made one of these type flowers out of slow stitching and doing your elements individually and making little fiber art pieces out of them, it's kind of addicting. And then you realize, man, I could do this that way and I could do this that way. And every one you make, even if you were to make the same ones, would be different. And they use just scraps, just little scraps. So you get to use up those too. You can see I use threads, I use laces, I use fabric, I use decorative yarns, just whatever I have that's in my scrap buckets here is what I use. And color it the way you want to. Your background leaf color will determine a lot. And just play with it, have fun, enjoy yourself, create some beauty. You know, the world, in so many cases, is a pretty ugly place today. People aren't safe. So many aren't happy. And one of the things that I like to do through this channel is just to help people realize that sometimes we can choose to do something that helps us, that does make us happy, that does make us see some beauty in life. And that is our own hand stitching, our sewing. We don't have to have a sewing machine. We don't have to have a lot of expensive gadgets, fabrics, trims. We just need some scraps and build our stash over time and just work at it. Create, design, figure out what could I use this for. Do I want to, maybe you have a favorite tea towel you like to hang on your cabinet. What about putting something handmade on it? Bling it up a little bit. What about a guest towel in your bathroom? Can you bling it up a little bit? What about where you sit and stitch? Do you have some pretty things hanging on the wall around you? Some of your things, beautiful things? We can decorate any area with our own art. As you can see, my stitches are just straight stitches, but they're every which way and every length. That just adds to the overall of how I'm designing these leaves. They've got, petals, I keep calling them leaves. They've got everything in the world on them. So the stitching just adds to all that. Gives it movement and texture. Okay, one more here, and I think we'll be done with this one right here. Okay, we will tie him off, or just run him through there because he's going to be stitched down. He's not coming out. All right, so there's 4 of them finished. Now let's change thread color. And let's go to a green, and we'll work on this leaf for a little while. And you do it the same way as you do your petals. Just create you a leaf, layer up some things on it, give it some texture and interest, make it a little piece of art all by itself. Vary your leaf shape and sizes. And some of this stuff will be covered because we may overlap our petals or our leaves. That's okay if we do that. Well, I can't get this one through the eye. Let's try that again. Oh, finally. Yes. Success is so sweet. All right. All right, so we're going to start this leaf, and let's see. I have some long strands here that I'm going to start couching down. Take that down the center. I don't mind if little ends tuck out. I just don't want the piece to come undone. And so you know when you've done that. And I do not want every little thing stitched down. That's not what I'm trying to do. But I do want it secured. It's a difference. You can see that I have little end pieces here. That's fine. That's what I want. That's good texture. But I don't want the whole thing coming undone. Now when I've got a piece that is out here on the side, I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, I don't need that to get knotted up. Can't tell what's going on here. I think that did it. No, I still got that one. Let's do that one again. Can't quite figure out what I've done here. I think I have a royal knot. You know what a royal knot is, don't you? That's one of them all-powerful ones that don't want to give up their sovereignty. There you go. Let's see. I got one tangled into another one is what happened here. How exactly I've managed to do that, I don't really know. But it ain't going to come out, so I'm going to have to start over on this one. Okay. Oops. And like I said, I'm not too worried about having a loose end because it's going to be sewed down again, and it's not going to be moved around and messed with, so and I will be probably catching it as I sew along all these other things, so not just worried about that. Let's just get a few more down here. Okay. So we've got a beginning to getting this stitched down, and it goes all the way the length, so I'll be doing that. So I'm going to pause this video here. I'm going to be working on this off camera some more, and next week I'll come back and hopefully I've got more done, and we're starting to put it on the background at that point. And so until then, let's all stay very scrap happy and right in the middle of our flowers.